Alright, we're live. What's up, Christopher Quirk? Going good. I'm just gonna separate this BG out into PNG layers so I can do some parallaxing. So let's do that. Let's go. What should I do here? This is Jesus 2 right now I'm working on. What's up, Carrot Cake? Currently working on some Jesus 2 stuff. Okay, so let's separate this stuff out here. So this is going to be anti-zombie plant. Okay. Then I can shrink this whole thing here. What's up, Bear 576? Okay, so take that out. Then I can go. Let's see. I think this all has to. It's not gonna work. It's a rock. Foreground. Alright, let me take out the background here. Crash site. After extended middle ground. Collage area. I should have this stuff in better organized. But it is what it is here. Alright. Soil shadow. Background. Overlay. Yeah, I definitely should have this stuff better organized. Oh well. Okay. Push texture. I'm not even gonna see that part of the back layer. Okay. Alright, this should be all I need. So, you come up here, buddy? Yeah, so let's put all this stuff in the foreground here. middle ground. Okay. Alright, let's just try this. We'll see what happens. Alright, foreground. Duplicate. New. Okay. I can get rid of all this stuff. Go to around here, so sure. Go to around here. Well, I'll just be safe on the safe side. Do like around there. Okay. So, okay. Then we're gonna go. Wait. Got this Wheel of Death here. Okay, wait a second. All this white. I probably should fill that in. The empty stuff here. So let's go. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. Go middle ground. Doing that cutoff there. Shadow? Is that the shadow? Highlight. Grab flats. What's causing that overlay? Ah. So if I go, I do this. That doesn't look good. So I should smooth that out first. I'm a restaurant guy, but it's funny how food is not viewed so much as an artistic medium. Hearing you and watching you discuss your work is a privilege, man. Big fan of your perspective and talent. Even after the bear? I feel like after the bear, shit. People, 87, subtract. People start thinking about restaurants as art, and like Anthony Bourdain and all that kind of stuff. Even after that. Let's get rid of this harsh line here. %. Subtract. Where's that? Subtract. Hey Bafano, what's up? My day is good. I thought I was going to Magic Castle today, but it turned out it's tomorrow. I'm going to Magic Castle tomorrow. I got coffee with my friend Audrey, who measured my head for making a headpiece I'm gonna wear. Photoshop does not like me having so many tabs open. Let's see. Middle ground. Overlay. Duplicate layers. New. What's Magic Castle again? It's like a Magic Wizard show type place? Yeah. It's pretty sweet. Looks like I'm in the middle of my looking myself over. There we go. Alright, let's save some of this stuff. So this is file, save as copy. PNG. Show 2. Scenes. Scene 11. Middle ground. Save. Save. Alright, so I can get rid of that. And then save this file, save as copy, PNG. So cool. Is it the invite only place you were talking about a while ago? Yeah, you need to get invited. Zombie plant. Okay. Let's see if I can under drawing. Oops. Under paint. Thanks for the follow. Do you need to be a wizard to get invited? No, but you gotta know a wizard to get in. You just gotta know one wizard. Basically. I know a guy who's a member of Magic Castle, so I can kind of get in whenever. And he's going tomorrow, so he said I could come. And it's good because I think someone from Animation Plus is going to be there, and I need to talk to them. Just get a sense of what their plans are. Do some reconnaissance. I'm saying. Because what is Animation Plus? What is their plan? What are they up to? I'd like to know. I know a wizard. I mean, I don't know a real wizard. I know fake wizards. Pretend wizards. I actually don't know. I don't know any. I don't know any actual magicians personally. I just know people who have membership to Magic Castle. Because you can pay like a bunch of money and become a member. Would be cool if a real wizard showed up. I think those are real wizards are hard to come by. I want a real wizard. I want to meet a real wizard. I didn't think I was going to do this parallax stuff, so... But I think it would be cool for this shot, so I'm going to do it. So I have to prep this background that I didn't prep to do parallax with. So hopefully my intuition is correct on this. Or else I'll be wasting my time. San Diego Comic-Con is going on. Know anyone who's at the con? Yeah. I do know people at the con. I know Fantagraphics is at the con. I know the Titmouse people are at the con. I know some of the Adventure Time side quest people are at the con. Nick Cash wanted me to be on the panel for Adventure Time, but Warner Brothers wouldn't comp my tickets. I guess they had enough people. I don't know who's going to be on the panel. Maybe it's like the voice actors or something. Anyway, I only did 5 episodes. I don't know. Nate just is very supportive of my life. He's very supportive of my life. Okay. And all this stuff. There's this like little artifacting outline for some reason. I don't know what that's all about. So let me try to get rid of that. If you guys can see, there's this little green outline here. Oh. It's alright. A Comic-Con is really stressful, unless I'm going with someone I'm really friends with. I might be better off. Not going. Okay. So I think the easiest way to get rid of this little line is just doing this. And going expand 2 pixels. Let's see if that covers everything. Erase. Looks like I got it. Okay. Jesse, will J2 visit the stream ever again? I miss his twitching haha, or does he mess up your streaming? Oh no, actually I should have put Jesus 2 on. I was gonna have Jesus 2 on every time I'm working on Jesus 2, but I forgot to turn on all this stuff. But next time I'm working on Jesus 2 on stream, I'll put Jesus 2 in there. Let's go with that green. Okay. Okay. Let's save this as foreground. Although, how am I supposed to learn to draw like this? It's pretty easy. I can talk you through it. I mean, not easy, but it's not that hard. You just have to have the right approach. Let's see, foreground. Okay. Okay. Don't save, and then let's do background. So, go. Yoink. Yoink. Christ, I don't even need that. Okay. And then I don't even need that. Okay, hopefully this is all I need. So go duplicate all this stuff to another layer. To another file. We can go make this smaller. I think here. Save it. PNG. And this is background. Save. Okay. Alright, that should be all I need for this shot. So we'll see what happens. Close Photoshop. Open Blender. So then we're gonna go, and I'm not trying to do these like big. Doing. What's 4K? It's a. I always forget what the dimensions of 4K are. Bottom is 2160. Is it 3840? Is that what it is? $19.20 times 2, 3840. Okay. If you want to know how to paint Jesse the Jesse way, digital painting the Jesse way. Alright, let's export scene. Let's export scene 11. So I gotta open this up in Storyboard Pro. Export it. Hopefully the computer can handle it. J2's bring. I'm working on the shot, and good God, Doc Green's design is so far. Thanks. Thank you for working on it. Yeah, see? Scene 11. Okay. Export. Movie. Selected scenes. Scene 11. It might take me a couple minutes before I can go through my process of how I paint stuff. Where am I? Two scenes, scene 11. Open, export. Okay, close. Close. All right. Okay. Let's go to object mode. Let's get rid of these aspect ratios. Add. We're gonna go. What is it? Mesh plane? No, reference. Scenes. Scene 11. Boink. Boink. Alright. Making progress here. Size. Up there. So this ends at around... Let's take a look at the video editing. We're gonna drag that in. This is the stupid thing about Blender. At least I haven't figured out a way around this. So this scene ends at frame 60. So we're gonna end this at frame 60. Okay. And then so this is video ref. And then go make it. We'll worry about that later. Okay. So let's see where we are here. Okay. Okay. Looks like there's a cross dissolve. I wonder if I'll do that in Blender or not. I might do 2 scenes. Do you ever imagine what the effects would be on sci-fi had Jodorowsky have come up to fruition? Just the attempt itself gave us so much. I feel like it would have had a massive impact on everything. I personally, I mean, Jodorowsky is one of my great heroes, but I don't think if he had made Dune, it would have had the impact that people think. I think that it would have been a curiosity in the same way that Zardoz was a curiosity. People couldn't understand David Lynch's Dune. So I just don't think... I would love to have it have been made, but I just don't think skip ads. I just don't think it would have had the cultural impact. I think the cultural impact Jodorowsky's Dune always would have had was what it had, which was to highlight a bunch of people that went on to work on great stuff. Okay. So let's see if I can pull this off. Okay, add. Mesh plane. Here we go. Scene 11. background. I guess I'll put it behind. Now let's have the video ref. Let's try to bring it down the... Oh, where is it? Background. Opacity? There we go. Let's add another one. Add image, mesh plane. What's up, JJJ? All right, middle ground. And back this up to about here. Okay. And then we'll go add another image, mesh plane, zombie plant, I think, is what I would add next. GY, move it back, and forward a little bit. GY, forward a little bit. Okay. And then all of these guys I gotta change the artifacting on it, but I figured I found a trick today how to get rid of artifacting on PNGs. So then we go add. Foreground. Import. Oh, interpolation. I can do it right here. Closest. Operator presets. Nice. Import purchase planes. Okay. All right. GY. Look. All right. So then what we do is we're going to go foreground S, and we're going to make this big. I think we make it this big. Although I'm not totally sure about this. Okay, that looks kind of right. Okay. Let me see. Yo, Jesse. Big fan. Any art forms you've wanted to dabble in but have never been able to yet? Yeah, video games. I've tried a couple times and sort of lost steam. Okay, so we're gonna go zombie plant and GZ. GX. I think he goes over here. GZ. Oops. I think it goes right here. Oops, oops. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Stop it. There we go. I think that's what happens. Then what do I do to get rid of the... I wrote a note to myself. Oh yeah, object mode, material properties, alpha. Okay, so object mode, material properties. And then I go to alpha, closest. Nice. Okay. So let's do middle ground. Middle ground. S. Right around here. Nope, it would be right around here. Okay. And same thing with you. Material. Where's that? Where's the alpha? Material properties. Why did I lose track of it? Surface. Video games are such a pain in the ass to make. I've only been able to make one super simple game with the help of another person. Cheers all your work. Yeah, I was trying to make a dating simulator and it just didn't. I lost steam on it. All right, background. S. Let's make this here. GX. I think here, maybe? Right, middle ground. I think it's supposed to go over here like this. There you go. So it's all sloping. If you were to ever make a J2 game in the future, what would it be like? I don't know. I really haven't like considered a J2 game. Alright, there's something wrong with my zombie plant. Let's check it out. I don't know, I'd have to think. I haven't considered a J2 game. Oh. So what I did with the zombie plant was I put like mist around it, and that's a mistake because it's going to create all sorts of like artifacting problems probably. Maybe. Yeah, I should probably take that off. Rats. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Well, everything else looks alright. Okay. So I gotta draw a hand here. But let's save this thing. Save as. Save this as scene 11. Save. Save. Okay. Alright, I gotta reopen Photoshop. What's up, Raph? How's it going, man? How long have you been working in Blender? I want to try, but it seems so intimidating. I'm just too used to Flash. I've been working in Blender for a couple years now, but like not really full-on Blender until about a year ago, I think. Alright, I gotta open up. Blender still kind of stresses me out, I gotta be honest. But I'm not giving up. Where's my recent? Open recent. The ex I had for the worst relationship experience ever is probably going to be at the screening of my short, and I do not feel like working on it anymore at all now. Understandable. So here we go, and then I've been in similar situations, but you know, in those situations, you kind of have to take on a winner's mindset. Auto glow, turn that off. Okay. You have to say, if I don't finish my film because I don't want to be at this film festival with my ex, that means your ex has control over you still, and control over your decisions. And that you can't let that be the reality, you know? You gotta win. Sunday clip you posted looks amazing. I remember the stream when you first opened Blender for 2D. It goes to show you don't need to learn every button. That's true. I do not know every button at all. Let's export this. PNG. Zombie Plant version 2. Save. Let's get rid of Zombie Plant. Delete. Let's add Zombie Plant 2. Interpolation closest. Import. It's down here. So I gotta move it so it's behind layer 1. GY. Good. Here. I think. G. Z. GX. I think it goes here. Hey, thank you. Go GY. Yeah, where is it? Z. GY. Go. All right. Go. GZ. Here. GX. Here. And then size it up. Yoink. Like, I think. G. Z. Lower it down here. Okay. I think that's correct. Okay. I've been playing Binding of Isaac again. I've been playing with different characters. I don't know. Here's what I will say. Last time I told you, last time I said that Binding of Isaac had bad sprites, and I like reassessed it playing it recently, and I've decided that actually it doesn't have bad sprites. So that's my newest insight on Binding of Isaac. But I still kind of find Binding of Isaac, like I don't get addicted to it really. Okay. All right, let's save our work. And then I gotta check out my pirate. You know what I thought? It was like I was conflating the sprites with the interstitial like cutscenes with the sloppy drawings and stuff, and I think I don't know why those are so sloppily drawn. Okay, pirates, space pirates, PNG. Here we go. Alright, I'm just going to import this because I need it as visual reference. Add image mesh plane. Space pirates. So here. Alright, so let's do a grease pencil of the pirate hand. Which is going to be more simple than my initial drawing. So we're going to go add grease pencil stroke. We're going to go GY here. GY here. Okay. Okay. So we'll go draw mode. And we'll go get rid of that. We're gonna go bump, pen, materials, and then we're gonna go pirate line. So we'll change black to pirate line. Kind of feels like you have to be already familiar with all the items beforehand in order to get into the flow. Yeah, I don't like having to look up everything on a website, like what does what. I usually just collect anything except the cat, you know, and I just like risk it every time. All right, point, and I eat every pill, you know. All right, let's see what this looks like. We're gonna go strength 100%. And then we're gonna go see if this feels correct. What's nice about Blender is you can thicken or thin your lines afterwards if you made a mistake. Oops. Oops. I'm so used to hitting the spacebar to move the canvas in other programs, sometimes I forget. Alright, here we go. So, and we'll give him some knuckles. And we'll see what it looks like without the video ref. And then we'll just pull it in with. We need to do one frame of this, so it doesn't have to be a material. Boink. Hit that with a fill. Oops. Boink. And boink. And then pirate line is pirate line. Boink. And then so boink. All right. There it is. There are a item description in game. It's in your settings. Oh. I think I turned that on and it wasn't clear. But I'll check it out. I'll see if I can change it in the settings. Okay. Save my work. Alright, this is what I want to do. Okay. I'm trying to like figure out how to do this the best way. Oh yeah, I gotta call this glove. All right. Middle ground. Object mode. Oh, there it is. I think. Object mode, material properties. Alpha. Where's the alpha? I forget. I have to do some weird. I forget how I did this before. Draw mode? Fuck. Draw mode. Middle ground. Object mode. Where's the alpha? This is what's annoying about Blender sometimes. I gotta find the alpha. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, I found you, you fuck. Closest. Which is in submenu. Just wanted to say, Jesus 2 was a fun story. I have my speculations on what everything means, but someday I hope it gets explained. It's so interesting. Thank you. Alright. Let's save. And then I need... Okay. So I need to... Let's turn on the video. Okay. And it makes its transition around... But it needs to keep going basically to there. Alright. So going to do is foreground, object mode, boink. Go. I'm going to create a keyframe for the object. Foreground. Eye. All. Selected channels. All channels? What? So if I go here, and I go to size, does that create an automatic keyframe? It does. How come I can't see it? Dope sheet. Sick. That's why. Alright, let's get rid of this pirate. Get moving away. Alright. Let's try the zombie plant. Okay. Size. There. And then we're gonna go. And we're gonna go. Sorry, this is maybe not the best way to do this, but I don't fucking know, dude. I'm just trying, you know? Just doing my best, man. Alright, and then G. Then lower it, put X. GZ. So you see some of the potted plant part. And then it's gonna go. This. X here, Z here. Jesse, whatever you do, don't read the comment above me. What's the comment above you? Yo, looking good. They're talking about my drawing. Okay, let's see what happens here. Hey, all right. It kind of works. All right. Okay. So then let's go to middle ground. Let's try to do the same thing. Size. I think I've maxed out where my screen can zoom out. Fuck. Alright. G. X. Oh, hey, I didn't mean to do that. Why did I go to the foreground? Middle ground. GX over here. Where was it before? It was like here. It's all the way, okay, it ends on that crystal, at the edge of that crystal. So it needs to be like G X over here, and then size here, GZ, and GX here. I think here. The G Z down here. Let's see. Yes. But I don't want it to advance as far, so I want it to be actually smaller. So GS. GZ. GX. Like here, maybe? Here? Alright, let's see what that looks like. Maybe G. G. Z? Lower? Okay. Like that, and then I'll actually move it back in space a little bit, but okay. I'll worry about that in a sec. Well, actually, I'll try. Ugh. Let me do everything first. Let me do all the layers first. Alright. So we'll go background. Size. I think it'll advance in size the least. Maybe more like this. G, X, like here maybe, and then G, and then size, G size. No, not you. Background. Size. GX here. Okay. Alright, let's take off the video. And I haven't done the hand yet, but and let's do the hand. Glove. What? Object mode. There you go. Oh, I named it the wrong thing. What is this? That's not even anything. What? Alright, glove. Real glove. The fuck? Okay. Size. Not sure if that's correct, but let's see. What the fuck happened? So, Z. Blink, blink. Here. If I do that, what happens? Okay. Why does that happen? Oh, I know why. Okay. Don't auto keyframe it. Size. I think that should do it. What the fuck? I'm doing something wrong. I mean, I might be able to cheat it because it goes off frame. It goes off frame, but let's see if I move it down. Keyframe. I think if it doesn't travel as far. Here, maybe? Let's see. Here. When will this madness end? Sorry. Alright, let me see how this feels. Hold on a second. Zoom in. Okay. Pretty good. I think the plant is coming up too far. So let's just make that go G, Z, a little bit this. And then thanks for the follow. Okay, and I'm gonna have the camera pan over, but I'm also gonna do a slight so background. We'll see if this works. I'm gonna do a little bit of like a vertigo background here, and then here. And GY, and have it move backwards a little bit. Let's see what that looks like. Even more. Oh yeah. So now it's like it's like clearing it a little bit too far, so I'm gonna have to lower it a little bit. But G, Z, a little bit down here. I want to do that for the middle ground too. probably the foreground. So middle ground. Wink. Foreground. GY. Just bring it back a bit. See what that happens. Have the I'm gonna have the foreground come forward. All right. So foreground. Come here. All right. Oh my God. Foreground. GY. Maybe. We'll see. And what happens is I'm gonna have to go. Let's see. So GX here, then GC here. I think. Let's see up close. Here. Fade in the loop. All right. Save my work. I'm working on Jesus 2 shorts. When I first stumbled across your stream, I didn't even need to Google your name to know who you were, by the way. Oh, that's nice. Your influence on media that I had already seen was that apparent. I was like, oh, this is that dude. That's very nice, thank you. Okay, so I just need to move the camera over. Camera. Here. Camera. Keyframe. G, X. Oops. G, X. It's not going to be good if I have to cross over there, but alright, I'm gonna have to make adjustments to this. Okay. Not too bad. So let's go to foreground, and then we're gonna go GX. We're gonna keep it there. And then that's weird. I don't want that to happen. So let's go to GX again and do more like this. Let's see what happens. Why is it doing that little shuffle? Oh. That's not good either. Fuck! Alright. Let's move. Let's move this so it doesn't get in front of the glove. So GY. Where's that glove at? There it is. Keep it in front of the glove. Alright, let's see. Let's move the zombie plant over a little bit. Let's see if that does anything. That's cool. Okay. So I gotta stop the background from exposing itself here, so middle ground. I think that's the middle ground. Nope. Background. Let's see, G, Z, no, X, keep it right there. Alright, let's see. Let's have the zombie plant raise out of the ground a little bit. More. Okay. Save. I am fixing things in real time and figuring things out. Alright. So let's, on the glove, let's add a boil. Noise. We're gonna go position 02. Come on. And then we're gonna go noise scale 216 according to Wabi. I watched the Wabi tutorial. 216. And we're gonna go random steps 2. I don't know if we're even gonna see it boil. What? Come on. Let's boil. Let's see if I increase this. 0.505. Let's put on steps 1. Let's make it noisier. Let's see what happens. Fuck, you don't even see it happen. Why not? Right? Strength doesn't do that. Thickness, UV. It should do it. Maybe just moving too fast to see it change too much, but let me see if I really crank this. Yeah, there it is. It's just moving so fast. Yeah, it's like the eye's not going to be able to perceive it. Alright, let me put a drop shadow on there. Is this music going to stay in the trailer or is it the placeholder? It's a placeholder. I don't own the rights to this music. Yeah, I'm just trying to get the tone of it. I think I moved the camera over a little bit too far. It's not centered. It's like overly... I went a little bit too far. So let me move the camera. That could fuck my shit up, but we'll see. I want to move the camera. So camera. And then we're going to say... Vamos a começar. Grab X. Like... Or like here. Boink. Let's see. And I just missed that little white spot there. Hopefully it doesn't show up. Okay. Yeah, this is this music is by This Heat, if you know that band. This Heat. Sorry about that music. Rip Ramp Romp, I think the name of the song is, by This Heat from the 70s. Okay, I think this shot is done. Basically. Yeah. I didn't even need to do a crossfade. I think it holds up. All right, let's save it. Save. Hey man, that's one shot I did in under 2 hours. Fuck yeah. I mean, it's just moving objects around for the most part. There's no, I didn't animate anything. I just moved some stuff and moved the camera, but hey, sometimes that's all you gotta do. All right, let's do an export. Render. Let's see, where does the render go? Output. Scene 11. Let's make a new folder. Export. Accept. I don't know if my settings are correct, but QuickTime H.264. Output quality, high quality? Or should I do lossless? I don't know what keyframe interval means. It's fine for now because I can just re-export it, get my settings correct. All right, render animation. Whoa, did it render all my animation already? Maybe because it's just, I'm just like moving shit around. What? Let's see. Usually it goes frame by frame. Who paints these assets? Me. Let's see. Jesus 2. Scenes. Scene 11. Exports. Oh, I didn't turn the animatic off. Fuck. Reference. Where's the reference? Glove. Turn the glove off. Turn the video ref. Video ref is off. Eh. What's going on here? Why is it exporting? Let's see. Space powers, turn that off. Video ref is off. Oh, I know why. Because in the video editing, I didn't get rid of this guy. Disconnect strips. X. All right. Now we'll do it correct. Save. Render animation. There we go. One of my favorite parts of your animation. Thank you. Yeah, for this short, I had a little bit of help from Sound Sketches, who is a member of the Discord. She painted a couple background close-ups for me. But I painted most of these backgrounds. Did I use displace modifier on the line work? Yes. I use a noise modifier. Line boil. You want me to send you the settings for that? Yeah, you just do a noise modifier and then position 0.02, noise scale 0.216, and then steps, 2 steps, so every 2 frames. Do you need me to send you I can send you a screen grab of it. What have you been up to in the stream so far? I was just assembling this shot. That is pretty much done. It's not composited, but I can see. Let's open up the video export. Okay, here. This is the. Oh, my head is in front of it, but hold on one second. If I go to Real Glove and then I go to modifiers, and then I take myself off the here. Are you able to see that in the stream? If not, I'll just screen grab it right now. 1 second. Screen grab. Yoink. Discord. You're the only person, I think, who's helping out on this that is using Blender, I think. So, besides me, I'm also using Blender. Alright, I DM'd it to you. Okay. Am I gone? Oh, yeah. Whoops. I'm back. Okay, let me see if I can get the export here and check the export. Here we go. Oh, it's too big. This is the video export. Let's view loop. All right, it's gonna play that loud music. Nice. Okay. Boink. The demons finally got me. Okay. Like 30 minutes ago, I got Cookout, Southeast Coast fast food chain, and I had one of the best damn grilled chicken sandwiches in my life. Nice. Okay, so someone was asking about how I approach painting. New file save. So I can do a little demo. You know, see my secrets. How do you say undiscouraged bringing ideas to life? How do you stay undiscouraged bringing ideas to life? Creating something can feel absurd or lackluster sometimes without some containment. I don't think you need squiggly lines in your shot, to be honest, Bafano. I think if you're doing enough frames, it shouldn't matter. I'm not going to try to overdo it with the squiggly lines. I just did that one rotoscope shot and I made it kind of extra squiggly because I wanted it to feel as like full of motion as possible for that special shot, but I think if you're animating enough, you don't really need to cheat. Really, the squiggly is for like holds, basically, you know. Sorry, Bafano is helping me with animating a couple shots in that short, so. Okay. So let's open Photoshop. And then I'll do a little demo for whoever it was that asked that question. Okay. Oh, I think the music's a little loud, sorry. Who said binging? I don't know. Oh, okay. Bringing ideas to not life, not binging ideas to life. How do you stay undiscouraged? Bringing ideas to life, creating something can feel absurd or lackluster sometimes without some containment. I don't know what you mean by containment. What do you mean by containment? Menedik. Menedik. Okay, so let's see if I'll just draw a simple, like, object, like a plant or whatever. Right. So I'll use my regular flat brush. Let's see. Okay, let's say I'm drawing some weird. I draw these like weird, sort of like bubbly. It's too thick. Plants all the time. All right. That's too thin. Let's go for 7. All right. Let's say I'm making a. Some weird intestine plant thing. You know, I've been drawing these things. I realized I thought this was something I made up like fairly recently, these style of shapes. And then I looked at an old comic I made back in 2005, and I was doing shapes like this. It was a little frustrating to realize that. Okay. Alright, let's say I saw a reel or a short about an anti-AI tool for artists that makes images all squiggly, and artists started using it to make small cool effects for their art. That's cool. Okay, let's say if I make a little object like this, a little bush, right? Usually what I do is I think in terms of medium value. I start with a middle value, and then I create 2 layers of darker values and 2 layers of light values. So it's about 5 layers of value. Yeah, I have a collection of BG gradients that I've made over the years. I've just like spray painted different gradients and then scanned them into my computer for use, general use. My comic from 2005. I'll show you. I found it the other day. So this is a comic I made in, when was this? 2005. I was right. So if you can see, look at that. Basically the same shit. See that blob back there? But this blob is more like a monster and not a bush. But you know, same design principle. Sort of like intestine inspired squiggly D's. Like, see that? Oh. See? 2005. How long ago was that? 20 years ago? No. Time to go crawl into a grave. Fuck, man. Yeah. Fucking life, dude. Fucking kill myself, dude. Same shit. I haven't evolved as an artist at all. In 20 years. Ah! Okay, anyway, I have evolved as an artist, but you know. Anyway. I'm gonna go cry in the corner. Okay. Okay, so here's my line work. God, that just made me so depressed. Line work. Okay. So this is what I do. I do anything to experience the early 2000s as an adult. The early 2000s were fucking awesome. And the shit right now fucking sucks. That's what I'll say about that. Shit has sucked for like at least 10 years. Shit has fucking eaten dick. Anyway, it all went downhill like 2015 or something like that. Yeah, 2015. Shit was still pretty good. 2010. You heard it here first. Shit just keeps it's like we're living in like an inshitified decade of inshitification on every level. It can turn around, man. It can turn around. I don't know how, but it can, I think. Anyway. Bill. Alright, so let's say I wanted to be generic, and I'll make this a green bush, okay? So I'll start with my medium value here. Let me get rid of this for a second. Expand. Okay. So there's my medium, right? Okay. Now, let's say the light source. Not that I think too much about light sources, because I like to keep it psychedelic like that. But let's say the light source is here, okay. You still have hope. You gotta have hope. Hoping the 2030s will be better if the world still exists. Yeah. I really think it's like, I used to be against the idea of hope. I used to be anti-hope. But now I'm pro-hope. I think hope is necessary. Okay, anyway, so let's do the shadows first. So this is what I like to do. Instead of just, okay, this is what a normal person would do. Shadow layer, right? And then a normal person, Joe Schmo, would color pick the green and just like go down in a deeper green. That's not what I do. First of all, what I like to do, I'll pick my favorite texture brush, which is Kyle's Paintbox Gua Sha Go Go. It's my favorite one. Okay. And then I go to my shadow layer and I do, sometimes I'll do color burn or a linear burn, depending. Okay. And then I'll start to find the edges here. Okay. Color burn, linear burn. All right, I'm not happy with this right now, but we'll do a first pass, okay? So we'll find the shadows here. I'll change the color afterwards. Turn up the flow. All right, and then I treat it like I'm masking, as if I'm doing like an airbrush, analog airbrush. Okay, I'm masking out shapes, volumes. Really have improved as an artist though, just from the period I've known about your work. It's sick as fuck you carried something about your art from 2005, dude. It's the lead part of you. I think that's really cool. Thank you very much. Sorry, I just had a lapse of self-confidence there. It was like a ugly revelation about myself. Okay. Okay, now so find the shadows, find the volumes. Okay. And then finding the edges of light here too, okay? Okay. I guess, I mean, like, you've made a goofy god that Earth kind of hates in a whole universe. By containment, I guess I mean premise of the work, drive, goal. How do you stay undiscouraged bringing ideas to life? How do you stay undiscouraged bringing ideas to life? How do I stay undiscouraged bringing ideas to life? Bringing ideas to life for me is a compulsion. I can't stop doing it. It's not even something. It's not even something I get joy out of. It's something it's like I have to do just out of pure, like, inner DNA drive, purpose of living. If I didn't do it, I don't know what I would do instead. I have no other purpose that I can think of. Just bringing ideas to life, that's it. That's all I do. I mean, that's not true, but I'm like friends with people, you know? I have friends. I swear to God I do. Okay, so I hit the first layer of shadow here, okay? And now let's just get rid of this line work for now. And so I don't like the way this green looks. It's too obvious, right? So I'm gonna go to image, hue saturation. Oops. Image. What did I do just now? I did something. Oh. I accidentally hit vibrance. Cancel. Image, hue, saturation. Alright. So I'm gonna find something. Cancel. Let's go to normal. Let's just find it this way. Sometimes I look for the like chaos of those like modifier thingies. I forget what they're called. Okay. Let's raise the saturation. I'm just gonna color shift until I find something that does something for me, you know? Like makes me feel a certain way. Okay. Fuck. My fucking elbow. Fuck. Still frame right now looks like the unpleasant gradient. I don't know what that means. What's up, okay, Titus? Just jacked my elbow up for some reason. Okay. Is this baby Jesus too? Let's just say for now, yes. Have you ever used Procreate on the iPad? I love seeing this process. I use a lot of layer blend modes in there too. I've been trying to streamline the iPad workflow for myself. I've only messed with Procreate when I've been in when I've been in an Apple store, and I was drawing on one of their iPads. Okay. So that's the first layer of shadow we got there. So then I'm going to do another layer. Shadow 2. Okay. And then I'm going to go color pick this purpley pinky kind of thing. And then we'll see if I do color burn on that, see what happens. Okay. Well, that's starting to make me feel something. Yeah, my elbows are jacked up. A lot of my body is kind of like fucked up, like semi-injured, due to my hobbies, my extracurricular activities. Okay. So this is my weird, this is like the process I've developed for painting digitally, and what I like to find shape-wise and color with volume and color-wise. But this is how I do it. I mean, obviously a lot of other people, I don't know what they do. They do something else. Okay. All right. So then we're gonna go and we'll find some lighter values, right? So we're gonna go light 1, and then I color pick the medium, and then I usually do, what do? I do, let me find it first. Forget what I do. Oh yeah, like a color dodge or an overlay, depending on what kind of mood I'm in. So let's do an overlay and make it kind of subtle ish, and then we'll build another on top of that. So just finding the light and the volume here. Okay. So traditionally you worked with paints and airbrushes and stuff. Yeah. I got forced to use digital tools in 2018 when I worked on Midnight Gospel, because Titmouse didn't have any analog pipeline. It was all digital using Flash and Photoshop. So I had to adapt to their workflow, their pipeline. And I had to learn to, like, okay, if I'm going to paint digitally, how do I do it in a way that feels like similar to the way I would do things normally on paper. So I kind of treat things just like building layers the same way, except then I started using modifiers and things. So light 2. So now we're gonna go, and usually I'll just hit it with a white overlay these days, right? My old art teacher said never use white. But you know what I say to her? So what? You can't tell me what to do anymore. You can't tell me what to do anymore. Mrs. Loose. Alright, anyway. Actually, I went back to my high school reunion just to apologize to my old high school art teacher about how disrespectful I was. Okay, so now there's that line work, right? Let's forget about that shit. And what I can do is I can just fill it in here with the green. Then what I like to do, what did I do that was disrespectful? I just wouldn't do her assignments. I remember we went on a field trip to Washington DC, like art museums and stuff, and to like get inspiration from museums. and stuff. And I, instead of going to the museums, I went and found Ian MacKay's house and talked to his mom. Ian MacKay was the singer of In Minor Threat and Fugazi. And then when we came back to school, I had nothing drawn in my sketchbook, you know. So stuff like that. Okay, so then what I do a lot of times is if I've got extra time, if I'm just working fast, I might stop here, but then let's duplicate this layer. The flat color. I'm gonna filter. I'm going to image, adjust, hue saturate, and bring down the saturation to 0, negative 100. Okay. Then I go to filter, pixelate. I'm sorry, noise. No, pixelate. Yes, pointillize. And I usually do pointillize 3 or 5, depending on how it looks. And then I make that an overlay or soft light. Soft light. And then I bring down the opacity or the fill, depending, to like 70%. And then if you look, now I've added like all this noise to the flat layer to give it some character. And then I have about 10 colors in my palette, and one of the most used swatches is white. I've been rethinking it a lot lately. People in Nunavut, I don't know if I'm saying that right, mostly want to see Inuit style art, which gets so annoying. How many more igloos do I need to draw? I didn't get to meet Ian MacKay. I met his mom though, and his sister. Okay, so then on top of that, if I feel like, okay, that's not enough, then what I might do is an overlay, and I'll use a soft round brush. And let's say I want to create like a more of like a variable in the color. So maybe I'll pick out a like a purple or something like shadowy kind of color. I'll put my pen pressure on, and then I'll start working that in a little bit here. And then hit that with a I'll just run through the different overlays. Yeah, maybe overlay. And I just like look and I just like see what happens and if I like any of it. So I think that hue is like kind of interesting. And then I'll like reduce the opacity on that. Or I'll change the color. Let's see. And then we get this like kind of fleshy. Then it starts to work its way into the background a little bit, like more integrated. Maybe. Yeah, so that's what I do. And I just like fuck around kind of until I find something. My chat says there should be no rules. There should be no rules. People say don't use pure black. Like what? Get the fuck out. Oh, I'll allow it. Oh, sorry. There you go. I don't know why it... Oh, GTFOOO maybe? It's censored you? Yeah, look at this blob compared to the other one. Yeah, that's true. But it is like there's like a direct lineage. Soft light, color burn, darker color, and are goated. When I'm really feeling frisky, I see what's up with the hard light. Yeah, I mess with hard light a lot. Yeah, noise trick. Yeah, you just gotta hit the noise with a small grain and then soft light or overlay, sometimes multiply, and then just reduce the opacity on it until your eyes feel like it feels right. Anyway, that's like what I developed to paint my version of the natural world. Bushes and such. Actually, when I did this McDonald's commercial recently, and I was painting. They were like, "Oh, paint a forest," and I started painting stuff like this, these like gumdrop bushes and stuff, and that had to be translated to 3D, and I never even thought that like it would be hard to translate this into 3D, but they were like, "What is this?" You know. My uncle did Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life album cover before he died. Let me look at that. I mean, I know I've seen that album cover, but I can't remember exactly what it looks like. Songs in the Key of Life. Oh, yeah. So, exactly. So this is basically tearing out pieces of paper and then spray painting layers. So using torn pieces of paper as masking to get the like rough edges, and then creating like a sun portal to Stevie Wonder. I've done techniques like this when I'm spray painting for sure. And then building up those like layers of dark to light. So I do this for every single color in the background. That must take a lot of time. So no, I don't do it for everything. Like, for example, I'll open up that. So the stuff I did for this new Jesus 2 short. Because these are like mini episodes that I'm not putting as much. I'm trying to get done faster. I'm not digging as deep into the backgrounds. I'm doing like one layer of shadow, one layer of highlight. In general, right? So this is a background for the short I'm working on. And if you look here, you'll see this bush? That's one layer of shadow, one medium value, and one highlight value, instead of 6 or whatever. So that's what I did for this. And then I threw in an overlay gradient here and there to like darken some things up. If I was doing this for a full-on Jesus 2 sequel to my short, I would have done like 5 or 6 values per bush or whatever, or per grassy hill or whatever. But it still looks pretty good. So I was trying to think of ways to work fast that I could show someone else. Hey, this is how I'm doing it. And then I could create a production pipeline where people could replicate my style without too much of a problem. Yeah, so, but this is like sort of mid, I would call Jesse mid-budget style painting, where I'm trying to move fast and finish stuff quickly, you know. Whereas I'll compare this to, I'll show you this other short, this other background I'm doing for the Jesus 2 trailer, which I'm trying to make more detailed. Let's see. Don't save. I'll show you something that like I worked deeper into. Production files, BGs. Where is it? I know it's big because it's a PSB. So, oh, there it is. This might take a second to open. Take like 30 seconds to open, maybe. It's opening. Okay. So this is something that I dug more into. But even for this, what the difference is, like, I think I just was having more, like, I was doing more, like, chaotic stuff in this. Like, it wasn't necessarily I was doing 5 levels of shadow and light. It was more like I was doing 3 layers of shadow and light and then adding in random sort of like stains and things, and like just like fucking around more and like finding it more and just being expressive, you know, rather than doing something standardized. So it's more like a boutique-y style set piece. Yeah. So I was just like every part of this, I'm like trying something to like entertain myself and make the environment feel like interesting to me. Yeah, but you can see on this ground, there's like a mid, a dark, and 2 layers of like highlight-ish color. And then I'm doing a bunch of like, sometimes sharp highlights, sometimes airbrush, impressionistic, almost like 70s album cover style, impressionistic airbrushing kind of stuff. and just messing a lot with like what do you call it, modifiers and things. Yeah, so yeah, man. And then trying not to like, yeah, trying to find the shapes through color and light. So it doesn't have to be always this standardized way of doing things. I have to find, the thing is I'm trying to find the shape. I'm finding the shape of things without using line. Try to sculpt everything with color and light and shadow. If I can do that, then I don't have to do always like those same amount of layers. But this background took me like a month, so maybe not that long. Maybe like this background might have taken me close to 2.5, 3 weeks, something like that. Because this background is humongous. Because it's a trucking in shot. It has to hold its detail like all the way to here, basically. Yeah. Anyway, I like this gross puddle that feels like airbrush. Yeah, so that's my process. Word. As far as like painting backgrounds goes these days. What's up, Big Tunes? All right, y'all. I think I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna go maybe play some Binding of Isaac, actually. Why not? I'm gonna try to adjust it to see if I can read the descriptions of items. Good luck, everyone, on the rest of your night. All right, y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.